Nigel, thank you for joining me today and for the Future Skills 2020 programme. I'd just like to ask you a couple of questions about your career so far. So if you could just tell me a little bit about yourself and your entrepreneurial story so far.
My name's Nigel Whiteman. I'm British, 57 years old. I left school with minimal qualifications, 3 O-levels, 3 CSEs, but I now run 2 businesses, Automotive Warranty Services and Auto Apps Global. I grew up in a depressed, poor area of the UK, and when I was 26, I moved south to get work. Had a difficult upbringing, there was no jobs there, but I knew I needed a change of circumstances, and I moved south. I didn't know what I wanted to do back then, but now I work in the automotive industry and after sales, and I specialize in the automotive manufacturer's warranty and insurance products. I have 21 years experience in the automotive industry, starting as an administrator and finishing there as an auditor for Volkswagen Group UK. 2007, I started up Automotive Warranty Services, and I provided consultancy to large PLCs, reviewing and improving their administration processes. At the company's peak, I managed 65 garages with 3 people. In 2012, we started Auto Apps Global, and we developed a digital storage platform and administration process aid for warranty insurance. But this now includes assessments, audit and training.
So 21 years in the industry, that's really impressive. So could you identify a time where you faced some kind of adverse situation or problem before you got to the position that you're at today?
Yeah, early on in the automotive warranty services infancy, I was contacted by a garage where the manufacturer was about to levy a £586,000 fine to them, which would have closed their business, obviously. So I reviewed their administration and the manufacturer's audit documents. And once I'd done that, we negotiated with the manufacturer and got the fine down to £49,000 as a result of process anomalies on both sides. But due to the success of that, I was rewarded with 13 garages to coach and develop their processes. But in the next few years, that would increase to 65 garages and an extra 2 staff to help me with this.
Oh, wow. So how did you end up solving this kind of situation you were in using these different learning strategies?
You know, even today, you know, there's so many manual processes in the automotive industry, and they probably date back to the 1980s. I've always had a very good process-driven personality, and by luck, I found that my daughter's friend's father was an IT project manager. Together, we found 2 more people, and we developed a system which made the leap from a manual documentation storage to digital warranty platform storage that incorporates warranty repair process, training assessments, training modules, and an audit functionality as well. We're now providing this system to garages across the UK and developing more bespoke processes to fit the manufacturer's specific requirements. I was frustrated that technology had not caught up with others, apart from the average invoicing and accounting software, and I realized that there was a large hole which didn't take into account the specific administration process and other supporting functions. In the automotive industry and in life, you just cannot understand and learn everything yourself. So you rely on other people and processes. In consulting, I'd always find out what the problem was holding up the process and would work and engage with these people to develop a process that works for them. Change is difficult for most people, but if you identify a problem, apply a solution that works consistently for these people, they will normally follow this.
So what would you like to tell other people? So if I'm a young person that's wanting to be an entrepreneur, I want to start up my own business. So if I'm facing a similar situation to you, probably not the exact same one, what would you like to tell me? What advice would you give?
I believe what I've achieved is possible for everybody, but you know, if you have a dream or an idea, then be brave. Investigate, learn more. look at the idea, ask yourself, is it possible? Because entrepreneurs, they have a number of challenges and obstacles that they'll have to overcome. I've had many that I've had to overcome, but I think the successful ones are driven. They drive forward, they learn, they adapt. Change is normally a good thing, and the more you learn from people in process, it'll help you find a solution. One of the things I've always said to people is, when I'm introducing some sort of change, is how did you feel when you changed from going into the bank to get your money out to an ATM? Or how did you feel when you changed from going into a telephone box to using a mobile phone? Those are two major changes that we've had. And it just shows that we need to change. We need to look at improving our process, what we can all do. And it's in everybody.
So what did you get from applying these learning strategies? So how do you feel that changing your approach to learning helped you in business and also in your personal development?
Applying changes and helping others gave me personally great satisfaction. But also, I recognize that if I could help others and my approach worked consistently, then my business would grow also. In my personal development, I've learned to listen more and take in more information. Then I review documentation processes and find where changes would have the greatest impact and the greatest improvement for people. So you're always looking to do something better if you possibly can.
So what kind of benefits did you get from putting this skill into practice, this kind of different learning strategies?
Oh, I loved it. I love the interaction. I love the sense of fulfillment. I see a steady growth in my business because of everything I'm doing. But personally, I've developed more self-confidence in my own ability to adapt and grow. In fact, I almost wish I'd started this journey a lot earlier in life than I actually did.
And finally, could you just briefly summarize your experience of using these different learning strategies in a sentence, a quote, just something small?
You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more, talk less. Because whatever comes out of your mouth afterwards will be quality and not just quantity.
Thank you so much for your time today. I do really appreciate you talking to me.
Thanks, Georgina. Thank you.
Thank you.